in Sacramento, California, home for the Kings in an interconference basketball game here. The excitement of the NBA is on the way. With Richard Jefferson and Greg Anthony alongside, I'm Kevin Harlan at the table. And from the sidelines, it's our Hall of Fame reporter, David Aldridge. And, of course, Julius Randle. His first game as a New York Knick.
Well, we're about to see what the buzz around the league is all about here. Is it going to be just hype, or will it be reality? We will find out here soon enough, along with the fans in this arena and the people watching at home.
And so, Sexton will bring it up for New York.
And the Kings look a whole lot different now than they did for most of the 21-22 season. And they were changes that had to be made.
And stolen by Giddey. Adebayo down low. Pass to Giddey. Puts it up from 7. And that one drops for him. Well, when a team suffers a playoff drought like the Kings have, Greg, you can expect some major moves.
And you just hope they can find some stability, Kevin, moving forward. This is a team that's gone through 12 head coaches since the last time they made the playoffs.
The wide open look here for Porzingis. Drops in the tray.
Such assertiveness. This is why Porzingis is a go-to option on offense. Never afraid to take a big shot.
And it's Ingram missing. It's time now to hear from our Hall of Fame reporter, David Aldridge. What's the latest, David?
Well, earlier I spoke with Tom Thibodeau. He understands they're facing a team that can put up points in a hurry. He said they need to put forth a great effort defensively to prevent scoring runs. They can't afford to let those guys get hot and stay hot. We'll see who wins the battle of wills here tonight.
All right, David, sounds like they're very concerned about preventing an early run by their opponent.
No doubt. You don't want to play catch-up if you can avoid it. They're going to lean on their defense to try to keep this game in check.
Yeah, I think they might want to play at a slower pace and try and avoid a track meet.
Here's Sexton. Right now averaging about 5 points a game. Outside for Randle. Screen by Porzingis. 5 to shoot. It's up a 3. It's Adebayo with the rebound.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
Pass to Ingram. Score the basket. Nice shot after missing his first attempt.
And loving when Ingram uses that length down low, not settling for the jumper. Well, James Harden's still a tremendous player, but now in his early 30s, some question, can he be the dominant MVP force we saw in Houston?
Porzingis with the block.
And the 7-3 reach of Porzingis being put to great use there.
He muscles it in through the contact, and they call the foul. He's on his way to the free throw line.
Taking it up strong against size. He does not lack for confidence.
Really putting the bigger defender on his heels. I love seeing aggressive finishes like that.
And Greg Harden in recent years dealing with hamstring injury. Has he lost a step to age or injury?
You know, probably a little of both, but we've seen players with a new diet or training regimen get back to peak production. Hopefully, he can as well.
Our Sexton following the miss by J.R. Smith from deep. Pass to Randle. Outside, Porzingis. Out of bounds, Sacramento will take possession. And we're just over 3.5 minutes into the first quarter. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively, for sure.
Ingram deciding where to go with it.
Boy, it's a joy to watch Ingram as he's developed. One of the hardest working players in the game.
Over in the corner, Randall. And Randall throws it down.
And he can do a lot more damage to the rim than that when he wants to.
Oh, you're right. And with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one. Back to Giddey. Love outside. Sinks the triple.
This demonstrates how confident Kevin Love is. He knows how dangerous he can be off the catch.
The screen from Thompson. Porzingis inside. Over Adebayo. Porzingis can't hit.
See, that miss right there. It's why teams try to avoid the mid-range jumper these days.
Smith outside. Takes a three. No good on that one. A good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. Knicks lead by 3. Live from Golden One Center. Some good action already in this one, but a fairly even matchup after the first quarter of play. And a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for the Knicks.
And it's been a rough stretch for the New York Knicks, a team that has only had a handful of playoff appearances in the last 20 years.
There's the screen. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
And inside is where Bam is at his best. He knows how to outwork the other guys in the paint. Those plays can make a difference in a game like this.
Well, you know it's going to fire up, Greg, everybody on that bench.
And you can feel the jolt of energy that he sent through his team. That is a huge boost in a tight game like this.
The Knicks are trying to get back to being competitive, GA, but it has been difficult, hasn't it?
They haven't been able to attract top-level talent for quite some time, which is surprising when you consider this big market and the status this franchise has within the city.
Giddey with it, and it's Adebayo in the corner. That doesn't go on the chance to tie. New York leading by 3. Outside, Sexton.
Blocking foul. Josh Giddey. First personal foul. First team foul. Substituting on the court.
We're about a minute and a half into the second quarter now. Over in the corner, Porzingis. No good on the 3. Here's Sacramento now. After this game wraps up, they're off to Atlanta where they'll take on the Hawks. That will be a getaway game for them, a one-game road trip. And that's out of bounds. Sacramento will retain possession.
Yeah, gets a finger on it, but just can't quite come up with the steal.
That's fine. You love the effort, not making things easy for the opposition on offense.
A shot by Burks. Nobody around. Can't tie it up as that one's no good. Dinwiddie surveying the floor. And different games, different officials. Something that might be called a foul in one game, Greg, may not be called in the next. As a player, how do you adjust to that?
It's a great question, and that's part of being a veteran. I learned early on, you actually scout officials the same way you scout the players. They have tendencies as well.
And now the latest from our reporter, David Aldridge.
Thanks a lot, guys. Josh Giddey has been attracting admirers, including LeBron James. King said he's really, really good. He has a great pace about the game, great vision. Josh is one of those kids who can definitely see the game a lot quicker than most guys out on the floor. And he's showing it. Just been playing beautiful basketball. Kevin, that's high praise.
It is both amazing passes. David, thank you. And Alperen Sengun gets the whistle that time.
First personal foul.
That is his first foul of the game. The Knicks with the lead.
And Spencer Dinwiddie has always been a great scorer, being used off the bench more and more. He has a great game to be a sixth man. Oh, that's a tough pass to make there. He had a very narrow gap to squeeze it through and just couldn't get it done.
And a closer look here at the hustle stats for the Kings. Dinwiddie outside. Screen by Zubac. .132 left in the second quarter. Off target at the rim. With Dinwiddie off the bench, he will always provide offense and ball handling.
A great point, Kevin. He can set up others, but usually looks for his own shot. Can be streaky at times with it, but when he gets it going, he can win you a game by himself.
Horrible mistake right there. You hate to see unforced turnovers like that.
And so it's Anthony bringing it up for the Sacramento Kings. Their defense has only allowed 4 points in the quarter. Here's Hachimura. And the rebound goes to the Knicks. Atlanta will be traveling to face them after this game. That game is the first and last of their homestand. On the wing, DiVincenzo. There's a screen by Williams. New York, no good that time either. We'll see if they want to trade 2 for 1 here.
Got to time up that clock to do so.
And finished off by Martin.
And when he's on the floor, offensive rebounding is always going to be a strength for him.
Greg, he keeps so many possessions alive, doesn't he?
Yeah, you can feel Coach smiling on the sidelines with every offensive board.
To the inside. To end the drought. Reddish's shot is good.
And they've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball in the paint.
Inside, Martin. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
And I like the fact that the defense is looking to protect the rim at all costs.
The Kings shooting their first free throws of the game.
Only shooting 71 really on the season, so there is plenty of room for improvement.
Dinwiddie outside. And he dunks it down.
And giving up some inches inside, but makes up for it with an aggressive style.
Yeah, you can give up some size, but that shows you how fearless he is, willing to attack the basket no matter who is in front of him.
Oh, an aggressive move and fantastic finish.
Trying to send a message with that slam, I think. And some good action through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. The Kings on top, up by 2. Stay with us, folks. We'll get back just after halftime to start the 3rd quarter. And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
And a talented swingman. Bridges is someone to keep an eye on as he continues to round out his game.
So it's New York now. Pass to Porzingis. Fades. That one goes. Count it. Porzingis has got 9.
How do you stop a good fadeaway jumper? Yeah, that's a trick question. You don't.
Smith with it. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. And the Kings lead by 1.
They are just killing them on the interior.
On the wing, Bridges. Currently averaging almost 6 points a game. And here's Porzingis for a 3. That one misses. It's his 5th miss. He's made 4 baskets. Pass to Ingram. With the drive. Clock at 6. Lobs it up there for Ingram. Porzingis with the steal. One-on-one fast break. Here's Randall. And Randall throws it down.
And scanning the floor well, Porzingis all about finding open teammates when they've got a look.
Pass to Smith. Ingram right side. Back to Smith. The Kings need to get off a shot here. And here's Ingram from the arc.
And you look at the way Ingram can get off a shot. When he gets to his spots, there's just no stopping him. Very few players can create like he can.
Pass to Thompson. Picked by Randall. Back to Porzingis. Off target with his three.
He hasn't had his best game, but they've gotten enough production elsewhere, so it hasn't really mattered.
A creator indeed, and the name you always hear, Greg, with Ingram as a comparison, Kevin Durant.
And that's about as fair a comp as you'll find. Ingram is special with how he can rise up over defenders with that shot. It makes him a lethal weapon late in the game.
Knicks on offense. They've only allowed 2 points so far here in the second half. Sexton for three. It's Randall with the drive. Drops in the layup for two. And now it's a 3-point Knicks lead.
And when Randall gets rolling on the drive, there's almost no stopping him. His size and athleticism are going to get him to the hoop.
The offensive rebound. Smith outside. And it's Adebayo in the corner. Oh, and there's the alley-oop. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time.
And that is an absolute heartbreaker of a turnover. In a close game like this, that might be enough to impact how it ends.
Achua in the corner. Fires from deep. That one falls, coming off Dinwiddie's feet.
And no matter who it is, that kind of D isn't going to get it done.
To the middle. And it's Adebayo in the corner. They set the pick. In the corner, Smith with it. And stolen by DiVincenzo. .107 left in the third. Down low. Here's Reddish. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. It goes on Brandon Ingram.
Yeah, easy call.
The Knicks have had 2 chances at the line already, making them both.
And I think this is a strength of this team. Solid numbers at the line across the board, 77% collectively.
For a star like him, you get lots of opportunities at the line, and he's great at cashing them in.
Back to Burks. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation.
Costly error there. We'll see how they rebound from that miscue.
Well, they don't have time to dwell on that. They just need to learn from their mistakes and move forward. Next play.
Oh, great defense there. Anticipated the play and got there first.
First personal foul.
The Kings trail by 8. Now, here's Burks. No points in the game yet for him. And stolen by Achua. Now 8 seconds separating the 2 clocks. And the wide open shot from DiVincenzo. Sinks the 3-pointer. DiVincenzo's got the lead up to 11 now for New York. Pass to Ingram. There's 14 seconds left to play in the third. Here's Adebayo. And that time, also a missed shot.
No matter what looks they get, they just can't convert to stop this run.
This is snowballing for them. They've got to get a good look next time down.
And just tacks a few more points onto their lead with the tomahawk.
That's bringing it down hard. And so it's the New York Knicks. 13 points up at the end of the period. They've had such great ball movement and shot selection. And we It's the fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. And from college to the pros, Richard, you played for some legendary coaches. And speaking of coaching, is that something you've ever entertained doing?
I never have, and I never will. Coaching, the amount of hours that you have to spend sounds exhausting. I love my job right now, and you know why I love my job? Because I get to work with you.
Oh, listen, the feeling's mutual. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. And Greg, just like you, Julius Randle is a southpaw, left-handed.
Yeah, and you know, the angles are different for lefties. We operate a little differently, and I think that can throw defenders off. So I'm always going to pull for the southpaw.
The Kings trail by 15. Now Giddey. Ingram outside. Adebayo the screen. And there's the call on Klay Thompson. That is his first foul of the game.
First team foul.
Here's Giddey. Pass to Adebayo. Oh, and he plucks it off the glass. Wow.
And not shooting it as well as they had hoped in this half. And unless they start finding better shots, cutting into that lead is going to be very difficult.
Out to Porzingis. From outside, off the mark.
One made three formed for the game. Does he focus closer in? Let's see.
And there's a whistle. That goes on Mikal Bridges. That is his first foul of the game. Fourth quarter still young, just over a minute play. And here is Giddey. Nice D from Sexton.
And the passion Sexton plays with is so impressive. When he gets after it on defense, this kid is fun to watch.
Here's Randle. And Randle throws it down.
And I've been impressed with the unselfishness, but also getting guys the ball where they can do something with it.
His court vision has been on display in this one. He's doing a tremendous job just orchestrating the offense beautifully.
It's tipped. It's stolen by Randle. And a fast break now for New York. Back to Sexton. Bridges outside. Trains it from beyond the arc. And the Knicks lead by 20. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for New York. Pass to Ingram. Kicks it out to Love. One of the biggest changes in the NBA since I started broadcasting back in the early 80s, player movement, Richard. Guys switching teams all the time. Is that a good thing or a bad thing for the NBA?
I think for players, it's great because you have more mobility. You have a chance to change your environment and revitalize you. For the fans, I understand. Probably not so much because really they connect to these players, especially when you draft them or they're a part of an epic year or a championship. You just hate to see those players go. So there's two sides to it.
And I bet as a player, knowing you as I do, you probably enjoy the challenge of trying to reassert yourself, find out where you could best help your new team.
Yes, and you enjoy your new role. I've been in roles where I was expected to be a leading scorer. I've also been in a role where I was expected to mentor Kawhi Leonard, Klay Thompson, Steph Curry, Draymond Green, Harrison Barnes. All those guys were drafted at my time in Golden State.
Sexton with it. Left side, Porzingis. 6 to shoot. Over Adebayo. Sacramento grabs the miss.
And this is what they wanted. I mean, to announce their presence in this matchup with authority. Very decisive. It can definitely be considered a statement win for the Knicks.
In the end, they had a better shooting percentage, and that's what made the difference. Sometimes, you know, things go your way. The other team wasn't catching many lucky breaks themselves.
Yeah, and Kevin, not all about luck. I thought their overall shot selection was better.
And so this is going to end up as victory number 24 on the year.
And so they win their first game against this squad. It's a 2-game season series, and they'll be going for the sweep the next time they face off.
And you know, guys, what a nice performance it was for Porzingis.
He really managed to shine on both ends of the floor, finding lots of opportunities to affect the game and make an impact.
Top of the key, Porzingis. Over Adebayo. No good off the back of the rim. And Love's got the ball here for the Sacramento Kings. 17-point game. To the paint. Here's Ingram. Puts the move on. And you know that's going to be goaltending, guys. So that's a free basket right there.
That's a very close call. I'm sure he thinks it's a clean block, but looks like it was on the way down.
Guys, they can just sit on the ball here if they want to.
They have earned this win. They just blocked out the noise, kept on grinding, and this is their reward.
Oh, road wins. They're just so sweet. They're just so sweet. You know why? Because they are so hard to come by.
And it's Ingram missing. So no problem for New York as they get the win. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home cooking to feel at home. I mean,